Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Slightly different format. I thought given that it's New Year's Eve, let's talk about something which everybody talks about, everybody tries to set. That's goals and resolutions. Well, I've got one very simple piece of advice when it comes to setting goals and resolutions. Don't. Do not set a resolution. Do not set a goal. And I know, a bit of a wild opinion this, isn't it? But there are facts behind it. 80% of resolutions will fail within the first month. There's lots of excuses that may be used. I don't have the time to do this. I don't have the energy. Well, I just don't feel like it today. They're excuses, but they'd lead to you failing that resolution. Now, let's look at some of the other reasons for this. The first one is, well, when we think about the resolution, when we think about the goal, when we're setting it, we don't set it to be something that's realistic. And we all do this. We set unrealistic goals for ourselves. Now, this is going to sound like an extreme example. You might set a goal or a resolution that by the end of the year, you're going to run a marathon. But you're currently a couch potato. Is that realistic? Are you going to be able to make such a big change in your life over what is essentially a short period of time? You may set another goal of, well, you want to lose 20 kilos. Yeah, brilliant idea, isn't it? But you can't be bothered exercising. You don't really want to change how you eat. How are you going to lose that weight if you're not willing to change something? And the very act of doing this, of missing out on our goals, well, it demoralizes us. And that then leads to further procrastination, and it leads to missing other goals. You're really down. You just feel like you're failing everything. The second reason for failure is because we try and hold ourselves accountable. We all need accountability. It's having somebody else hold you accountable for completing the actions that you need to take. If we try and hold ourselves accountable, well, it doesn't really work. If we have someone who's close to us, a spouse, something like that, it doesn't work. It's very easy for people that care about us, that are close to us, to say, well, look, I know you were really busy. I know you wanted to try and you just couldn't, so I'm not going to make you feel guilty about it. Doesn't help you. You need someone who is going to be fair, but firm, and not let you slip. So an example here, maybe you've got exercise to do and you just don't feel like it. So you tell yourself, look, it's okay. I'm only going to miss one day. That's fine. If your spouse is holding you accountable, they don't want to upset you by saying no. The result? We skip, we procrastinate, we fail. The third reason for failure, we lack a plan. If we want to change things, we need to have a plan. We need to have a set of steps that we're going to take to achieve that. So saying, I'm going to lose 20 kilos, that's not a plan, it's an aspiration. If we don't have a series of concrete steps to take, well, do you know what we'll do? We'll procrastinate. We'll put things off. We'll end up doing nothing. And what does that mean? We fail the goal, we fail the resolution. After all this, the fourth reason for failure, building on all these, we start to get disillusioned. If we want to lose weight, the first few weeks we're really good. We do everything we're meant to, and the weight, it just drops off. After the 4 or 5 weeks, we find, well, that weight loss, it really slows down. Now we're eating the right food, we're doing the right things, we're doing things that we're losing lots of weight, but it's just stopped, it's slowed right down. When that happens, we start to get disillusioned again. We start to think, well, why do I bother? And do you know what? You give in. We also need to ask ourselves, do we understand the resolution? Do we understand the goal? And this is an interesting one. I know I'm talking about losing weight. So we've decided to lose weight. But what does it mean? Yes, the number on the scales will drop. But how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it by dieting, by exercising, by doing both? What are the commitments that you've got to make to do that? What are the commitments you can no longer meet to allow you to do that? a lot of people, they don't think about this. They think they can still do everything else they're doing. You try to do too much. Guess what? You start to burn out. So yes, I've created a very negative picture here, haven't I? I really do think setting goals, setting resolutions, it is a bad idea. What do I do instead? I've got to have some way of getting things done and knowing I'm doing things. Well, this is where I start to look at my habits. And that's what I need to change. I need to change the way I'm doing things. I need to change the how I'm doing things. I need to change the inbuilt habits that I have. We don't do this by making a big change. We don't do this by saying, right, I want to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym every night for 4 hours. Ain't going to work. You're going to find you very, very quickly get enough of that. But what you may do is make a small change to your habit. So instead of eating your main meal, then sitting down and watching the TV or sitting down and doing some work on a computer, what you may do is say, right, I'm going to eat my main meal, then I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk. Small change. It's an achievable change. It's building on your existing routine, which is eat, then sit down. Instead, you're going to change it to be eat, go for a walk, then sit down. That's something you can achieve, and it's something you can maintain long term. To help with this idea of what habits should you be changing, and tying a little bit to the idea of a resolution, what I do is I try to decide on a theme for the year. So I may decide I want a theme of improve my health. Nice and simple, 3 words. In this year, I'm going to improve my health. And then I can start planning and looking at my habits. That's where I can say, right, if I start exercising, will that improve my health? Yes, it will. Right, let's do that. If I start eating better, will that improve my health? Yes, it will. So I start doing that. If I say, I want to get to work quicker, I'm going to start driving rather than walking, will that improve my health? No, it won't. So then I say, well, do I really want to do it? It's not going to go into my theme. It's not going to go with what I want to achieve this year. This idea of the theme, it gives you a very brief structure on which to hang everything you're doing. And then every single thing you decide to do, always say to yourself, is that going to meet my theme for this year? Now, sometimes it won't, but you're going to do it anyway. That's fine. That's down to you. But as long as you ask and you understand the reason for it. So it's the way I try and achieve things. And I find it's a really useful tool. It's very powerful once you get into it. It's very easy to do, and it allows me to get long-term results. I no longer make resolutions. I do occasionally set a goal, but I set my goals at month level. So I would say during January, I'm going to go from doing no exercise to walking for 30 minutes a day. Yes, that's a goal, but it's only a month, very time limited. It's something that you can achieve, and I achieve it by adjusting my habits. And that's how I link goals into my themes. So I hope this has helped you. I hope it helps you over the next few days when you're trying to work out what you want to get for the year. Just to summarise, don't make a resolution, decide on a theme. Don't set goals, decide on a theme. Don't set big, long-term things to do, set monthly goals. Don't try and achieve those monthly goals by making big changes. Make small, controlled changes to your existing habits to allow you to get long-term results. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope some of the tips in here are helpful for you. If they are, why not drop a comment down below? If you've got any other tips that could be useful, again, drop a comment down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.